Hello and welcome to Into the Barbershop. I'm your host and barber, Jordan Brook. And today's guest is like a big brother to me. He's been away in America for a while, so I've not seen him. And he's edited his very own Tarzan. This is James Locke. Lockie, welcome to Into the Barbershop, mate.
What's happening?
Just started it. You're my third guest now. So,
Third.
Yeah, not in a chair, cutting hair obviously.
Third time lucky.
Been cutting hair a little while. First things first, how do you want your hair cut? Because I know you've been growing it for a little while, haven't you?
Well, I just want it trimmed. I don't want it cut off.
No, but you've been wearing it now, tucked up, haven't you?
You've got to undo it. Have a
This
little
is
look.
what you've been growing
It's
it
long.
for?
It's getting long now. I've got a girl's haircut.
You got what? Girl's haircut? Oh, mate, that's fucking tight.
It's tight, got to be tight to keep it up there. It's like your wallet.
Right. Let's get a little brush.
Got it?
Yeah.
Go on.
So, you're still growing it, still trying to keep it, like when I've been doing it in the past, still been doing it all one length, yeah? Keeping it.
Yeah, I don't want it Essex Boys Finest. I like it. I'm going for the Tarzan look, can I?
Yeah. Like it. What I'll do, I'll cut all the perimeter in, bring it all up, because I ain't cut it for a while now, have I?
I haven't cut for a long time.
So I'll bring it all up, cut all them edges in, tidy your sideburns up, just neat round your head, but I'm not going to take any of these bits short, because they'll stick out. You want them?
Yeah, no, I want it, because that's, just like, that's the bit, for some reason, that just don't grow.
No.
Like the other, it's long, but it's not like...
Yeah. But so I'll keep them bits long to try and get them to tuck in as well.
Yeah.
Tidy your sideburns up and keep it going, yeah?
Sounds great.
All good?
Fantastic.
You're in trusty hands, mate. You know you're in trusty hands.
I don't know about that. It's debatable. What's that you spraying on it?
Well, this is just water, mate. Just water.
Good.
Nothing in there. What have you been putting in it?
It's got well, this morning just like hair food. I think it's got in it.
Because you got dead straight hair in you.
Too straight. It's too straight for how I want it. But yeah, it is what it is. It's literally like a girl's haircut, isn't it?
Have you ever looked into having a perm?
Never.
Have you not?
Well, actually, no. When you told me to get one, but I wasn't
No,
ever going to
I've
listen
said,
to you.
but some people have them. So obviously there's a massive stigma on perms, yeah? But so I've got wavy hair, so I'll sort of get away with it. Not that I've ever had it as long as you. But people have them and they actually look alright. You can have like a relaxed one. I can't
I'd have to see it. Because I've seen someone with one and they look like a poodle, so...
Someone anybody knows, or...?
There's someone, yeah, it's not someone I'm going to name and shame, but there's someone that I've filmed with
Oh,
that's got
no
one.
way.
And it's not the best.
What, recently?
Very recently, yeah.
No. But listen, obviously, let's get down to where have you been? Because obviously, we're now a whole series of Towie in. And I've lost my right-hand man. Where have you been and what have you been doing?
Well, this series, I took a break. I took a break this series because I wanted to do other things. There's another show called The Challenge. Yeah. Which isn't massive over here, but it's massive in the US. You know, the US, like the American audience are very different to the UK. So the American audience, to be honest, is probably more suited to what I like. A man after my own, or a person after my own heart. I'd rather be doing something that's competitive. Like you're competing, it's a lot more. Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot more.
So that's what the challenge is compared to Tower.
It's basically
follows our lives.
It's basically like Ninja Warrior on steroids.
Yeah.
Meets Love Island. If you like, you all stay in one house together, but you're doing different. Like every day or every episode, we're doing different challenges. You know, it might be 5K runs. It might be, you know, you're above 50 foot above water. Like you're fighting someone. The next time you'll then get in front of the back of a speedboat, or you're coming down a zip line, or you're mountain climbing.
It's mad.
Yeah, it's like SAS, but what? It's harder. It's like SAS. So if you can think of SAS, if SAS meets Love Island, but imagine that a lot harder and for a lot longer. It ain't for a couple of weeks. You're doing it for 2 months.
And you're in that house for 2 months.
Yeah, you're cut off for 2 months.
No phones.
No phones. Yeah, you got no contact to the outside world. I don't know what's going on. It's literally just you and the people you're competing against, and then the actual challenges itself.
So do they have to, like, do you have to couple up with birds in there?
So you don't couple up with birds. Like you pair up. You can pair up. You pair up with people on there, or you go into groups as well. Like sometimes you compete as like an individual. Sometimes you compete as a couple. Sometimes you compete as groups. You know, it might be 3s, 4s. You know, it might be, you know, if there's like, it starts off with 40 people in there, so it could be 20 versus 20. It's all different, but it's hard to explain. But if you can try and gauge it, if you haven't seen it, it's still, like I said, it's still got quite a big fan base here. Yeah. But the main fan base is in America.
Yeah.
You know?
How did you find being obviously, I take it most of the cast are American.
Most of the cast are American.
So being was you the only Brit? One of the only Brits?
One of the only Brits there, so me and a couple of other
That's hard.
Yeah. So it's hard because straight away, what happens is, again, like, you'd have to watch the show to understand how it works, what the structure of the show is. But you go in, you compete, you raise money. Now, on this show, there's everything bigger and better in America. Let's be honest. If you're going to make it anywhere, you want to make it in America. Now, the prize pot in America is $1 million.
For the show?
Yeah, so you wouldn't get it. I've done the one over here, it was 100,000, you know, and you had to split it with someone. So it's tenfold bigger.
So it's $1 million.
It's $1 million is the prize pot. Okay,
I'm on the wrong show, no?
I think exactly. My fault exactly. Hence why I took a break from Towie. Look, as much as I love Towie, I just at the minute I'm at a point where I feel like I'm in my peak. I'm the best I've ever felt and looked, and I just feel the best I am in every possible way. And still, having said that, it's time. I'm at a crossroads where I either go and take risks now and make something of myself, if you like, or I can just stagnate. And I felt like I was stagnating on Towie. I felt like there was nothing really on there for me, at this present time. Don't get me wrong.
No, I think over the years you've had when you look at your storylines from how many years ago did you come on?
I've been on Towie 10 years now. I've had every storyline. I've had multiple girlfriends on there, multiple romances. I've had with multiple friends, and there's been a lot of drama around me with different things. I've given a lot to Towie, but I felt like I come to a point where I was sort of just becoming a bit part, and I'm a bit more. Look, there's a lot more to me than just being a bit part character or a part-time player. So, and there's, like I said to you, there's so much more different sides to me that people haven't seen. Yeah. Like I said, my background is everyone knows I like to work out in the gym, but I like to compete. Like, I'm very good at sports. I'm very well-rounded, and with this challenge, I think it shows me as a person
a bit more of yourself.
It shows more of myself, and it shows me what I actually enjoy doing. Like, just arguing with girls, it ain't the best. Isn't my forte. Yeah, so
of course, and I think knowing you as well as I know you, to be fair, I think it's very hard sometimes for someone to say in your position to get yourself across how you want to come across when you put in them situations to argue with girls you don't really want to argue with. Do you know what I mean?
You got to understand that what people don't forget to realise. All right, Towie is real. Okay, Towie is a reality show, but it is scripted reality. So obviously, it's not a fly on the wall documentary. They don't follow us around. So when we bump into someone, like if I had a problem with you and I bumped into you, they're not there 24/7 to catch that argument. So you have to relive that argument. So by the time you relived it, you don't always feel the same. So you are sort of semi-acting in that environment, Then also, I am then getting dragged into things and then making things, sometimes you have to speak about things that you don't necessarily care about, you're not passionate about, but you still have to reference them because we're all part of that same bubble on that show. Now, what I'm saying is, it got to a point where some of the dramas I did care about, like if something went on with you and Soph, I'd care about it. Something goes on with Dan and Amber, yes, I care about it. I'm in the mix. Of course. But there's other things that go on that I didn't care about. And then I was getting frustrated. I think the producers see that I was getting frustrated. To be honest with you, I was just overdue a bit of time out. Yeah. And like I said, for me, there's other directions that I want to go in. I'm doing now this show, this challenge is more me. I've got a fitness brand, my brand Levo. Now that's been on the back burner because I've been away filming. Like I said, this show took me away filming for 2 months. Yeah. So I went away for 2 months. Had a bit of downtime. Then I come back. Obviously went away. I had a little blowout. Then I went and done another show. I went and done X on the beach. Okay. Yeah. Now obviously
that's another one for me that I've looked at and I think. That can go one or two ways for people. You can either go and probably have a right good time.
Well, it went the wrong way, as it always does with me. But me, I went on there for Yaz. So I come off the beach this time. Last time I did it, I started. This time I come out of the sea onto the beach. It was all fine. And then a few things happened and a few things were said, and it didn't end how I wanted it to end. But I do still feel like we had the closure that I wanted. But again, I can't say too much about that. You have to watch the show to see what's going on with that. That doesn't air to next March. The challenge actually airs this month, October the 25th. So that's airing this month. Yeah. Like I said, I've done very well. I'll get right to the end of that.
And like we said from the start, like that hard thing about coming in as the only Brit. People, and no offence to Americans do think they're the best at everything, don't they?
But not
and then you come in as a Brit, it must have got people's backs up that you come in.
When you come in and you're just like an absolute Spartan.
But you don't. You come in. You don't really give a fuck. I know what you're like. You come in and
Mate,
you're there to win.
They got terrorised. I started smashing them all, and I nicked all their birds, so they got the upset them all, and they couldn't do nothing. Why?
So you have to actually go in and there's bird. Like if you're a single lad, there's birds you can have.
No, so he's cracking. So I've gone in there. Look, I'll be honest, I didn't go in there for that, but listen, drama always seems to follow me anyway.
Of course.
That is. He's like, you couldn't write it.
Mate, you don't struggle nicking a bird. Let's have it right.
No, I don't struggle, but I always nick the wrong birds. Let's have it right. I nick the ones that, want to send you over the edge. But yeah, look, I've gone in there, started competing, nearly went out the first episode I nearly went out, or the second episode.
And is that for a challenge or through like?
So basically what happens is like you just said, like you go in there, you have to compete, you have to build up the pot. So the pot's like $1 million, right?
Yeah.
There's always different structures to this show. Now you build up the pot doing different challenges. Now it could be, it's like, it's stuff that you have to do as a team. So I know it sounds mad. See, stuff sometimes you could probably do better on your own, but when you have to do things as a team and you have to communicate, it makes it harder.
Yeah.
So anyway, you build up the pot. Then after you build up the pot, the worst person normally gets eliminated or it goes into elimination. Now, elimination basically what it is, it's a lifeline. So they go down there and they get to compete against someone else.
On the other team.
Yeah, and save themselves or someone. It could be anyone from within the house.
Right.
So then they get to pick. So some guys pick me out the first day.
And let's be honest, has he picked you out because of who you are and where you're from?
He's picked me out exactly because I'm one of the English, and he actually said, I'm not going to pick out another American. I'm going to pick out one of the UK buds.
Yeah.
So there was Americans, there was a couple of like South Americans, and there was a few Australians on there. So mostly it was like 75% American.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's picked me out, more for him. To be fair, the kid, he's a kid. He was 10 years younger than me. He's 24. So I've gone in there. He looks like Apollo Creed as well.
So he's picked you out to go against him?
Yeah, in a speed and strategy challenge, thinking, obviously not realising, again, that I don't lose. I am a Spartan. So I've gone in there and smashed him, sent him straight home. I think the geezer's still now probably sitting there wondering how I beat him. But I beat him because I can. Then I've gone back in there. Don't get it wrong, I did give me a little wake-up call of how unfit I was and what sort of show this was. So straight away, I sometimes need little things. I see see people. I feel like when you get knocked down, how you get back up determines. That's what shows you as a person.
Yeah. So let's talk about getting knocked down. Yeah, because the first time you went and did it, obviously that was when you had that awful injury, and it was unfortunate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the first time I did it, I done a UK one. So I was trying to bring it to the UK. Obviously, expand the audience. Like I said, it is. You can watch it in the UK. It's on MTV. Yeah, but it hasn't got the. It's an American show. It hasn't really taken off in the UK like it has in America. Like in America, it is one of the biggest shows. The two biggest shows in America.
They're competitive, like they like that, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very sports oriented. They're more sports than the UK. Like everything's sports in America. I'm not even funny. That's why you get scholarships through sports.
Well, look at the NFL out there at college standard.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bigger than any Premier League game here. You know what I mean?
Sports is everything out there. You know? I should have been American.
Yeah.
I would have been someone.
But so the first time you went.
So I've gone out. Yeah. So I've gone out there. First time I've gone. I've had a tear up with someone 50 foot above water. Gone off. Like we both had a wrestle. We both gone off. He's held onto my arms.
Yeah.
And I've gone into water like face first.
That was mental. From what, 50 foot?
50 foot. Fractured both my eye sockets. So just ripped me off. I was ripped off. Like I think I come out of the water. I was gone.
Your face was instantly swelled, wasn't it?
Yeah, bang, done me. I went blind after that for a couple of days.
It's mad.
Yeah, done me.
I remember it happening. I remember someone told me, obviously I couldn't really speak to you because you didn't have a phone out there, but I knew what you was doing.
Yeah.
And I remember someone coming back and saying, have you seen Locke or spoke to Locke? Like, he's injured. I said,
no,
no.
that's
like,
my head.
You know, and I thought, when someone says, someone's injured, I think he might have broke his arm, might have broke his leg. When I see a picture, and I thought, wow. I couldn't actually believe it. And you had no choice, really, did you, than to come home? You couldn't have carried on in that competition.
No, I had to come home. No, so I was gone. That was me done and dusted. But I didn't go home. I lost my head. I ended up going to Miami, looking like the Elephant Man, as you do. I don't think it made help things. But anyway, what's done is done. I had 6 months out of work. I was going to do a fight as well.
I remember that.
I was going to do a fight, but then I couldn't fight because.
But the fire that must have give you to then get back up and go again.
Do you know something? It was hit and miss. I was up and down, you know, because it did actually see me. I've got such a big ego, like most men have, but my ego sometimes gets the better of me.
Yeah.
And I got such a big ego, it actually fucked my head a lot. And
meaning
it took
what?
me a lot. Well, my head just went. I just went a bit wonky. Like my head. I don't lose.
No.
I don't like. I know it sounds mad. We've all lost football games, but see, like normally, I never ever lose at something.
Yeah, or if you do, you don't deal with it very well.
Yeah. I don't deal with it. So no, I won't say I'm a bad sportsman, but I don't. Yeah.
I think we're all a bit like that. Like you are, the only way I can relate, it's not I didn't get hurt or injured, but when I went and tried to come back into the TV scene, I went away, come in 2017, as you know, left, and then I went and done The Voice for my singing. Yeah. And I'll never forget when, obviously, nobody turned around, yeah? And that, for me, I'm a sore loser. I remember coming off, and I made myself look like an idiot on the after interview. They went, how are you? I said, how do you think I am? Like, it was the wrong thing to say. Yeah. If I could go back now, I'd say, oh, yeah, listen, it was a great experience.
But it's in the heat of the moment. That's raw emotion.
Yes.
And you can't, listen, you don't ever change that. That's just, it is. I know what you're saying now, what I could have said.
You feel like an idiot. You can't help it. It's because the people, I think we are.
No, it's embarrassing. So, I know it sounds mad. Even when I watch the take back, I've gone over on top of the guy. So if you look at this as in a wrestling competition or a judo competition, how you pin someone, you go over on top.
Yeah.
So I've thrown him, but I've gone off and landed in face first. Then the reason he won is because he had his foot on the thing last.
Yeah.
So see, for me, I don't agree with that. But look, it is what it is. I'm not a sore loser.
No, you're not. But also, I think they'd have to let him win because you was potentially concussed. You had two broken cheekbones. You can't go on in a competition like that where you potentially got to fight someone, you know what I mean?
But then I've gone away anyway, I've come back this time, got on there. I feel like I come back stronger. So, and then during the competition, during the show, you'll see over the period of the 2 months, every day I'm training, I'm just getting better and better every day, competing, I'm winning some, I'm losing some. You know, I won a mini final. I've done really well. Got to the final. In the end, there was one event, there's one challenge that I had to win, right? Because basically, there was all Americans left. I was the last Englishman left, and there's all Americans left, and I had to win it. And it was something that was not for me. It was balance, you know. It was like balance, like a circus trick. It wasn't aimed. See, for me, like even all everyone that watched it could not believe I come second out of everyone. And it was me, and a girl beat me on it. So this girl's beat all the girls, but she was like ex-circus.
I
can't mention
like
who it is.
Gymnast type thing.
Yeah, so she knew, like, she basically, this is something she done day in, day out.
Yeah,
I was never going to beat her. No. Right? But I'm up there fighting for my life. Anyway.
You give it a go, though. Like...
I'll still beat everyone else.
Yeah,
everyone else. I've done all, there's 10 people up there. I beat everyone. Apart from this one girl who's like a circus freak. So she's gone and smashed that. Then voted me in. I've gone into elimination and lost over on something silly, right? Yeah. But I know if I got to that final, I would have won it. That's what bothers me, because the people that were in the final, the guy that won it, I beat numerous times. Like the people that won that, the people in that final, I could have beat them all. Like I'd beat them in a mini final. Now the mini final was basically a miniature version of the final. Yeah. So I'd already smashed them all. I knew I was going to beat them. I was that confident. And then something so silly happened. But all that's done now is like I just said to you, it's about how you analyse things and how how you look at things. That's all that's done is give me the fire. So like now you've seen me. I'm training every day now. I'm not just doing weights. No. I'm now doing weights, cardio. I'm doing everything I need to do. I'm training even on puzzles and other bits and pieces that this show is about because a lot of it's strategy as well.
Yeah. So are we likely to see you again?
Yeah. So
another series.
I'm looking I'm going to be doing another series of that. I'm going to go back into. I'm going to go. Look, I want to be in America. Yeah. That for me is where my future is. I'm now looking to go into America. Obviously, with reality. Listen, I wouldn't say that I'd ever leave Towie fully. I'd love to come back and do cameo parts.
Listen, you was missed this year, no question.
Like. Yeah, but listen, Joe, what does me? See, like what does me with Towie is that sometimes it's like they never admit it. You know, like you obviously everyone around me. Yeah. All my pals like you, Dan, everyone around me. Listen, I know I was missed. It's even people that are not that close to me ringing me and going, "You're missed." I know when I'm not there, I'm a big presence. Yeah, I'm a big energy, and that's not being big-headed. No, I just know I'm a big presence.
And for me, like. You got to remember, for me, back in, obviously, like I said, when I went and done The Voice and I got kicked off, and then I got the call back from Towie and it was like, do you want to come back and do it? It really second questioned me whether I wanted to do it. Because, you know, like you said, to pick yourself back up and going, I'm thinking, I'm getting on here, dressing off the floor. Do I want to go and put myself back in that firing line of the TV world and potentially get knocked again? But I'm proud of myself now because I've done it. But listen, you did do that. I remember they asked you, Jordan's thinking to come back. You was like, yes. You called me. You said, you're going to come back to Dominican. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. So for me, you was always sort of like I knew you was going to be there when I went filming. I knew I'd be all right type thing. Do you know what I mean? Cutting the rows, things like that. I knew I'd have my sort of big brother figure there. You weren't there this year. Do you know what I mean? So it's different. You definitely was missed, especially by me. And you've always helped me in that instance of my career. And I think you always help everyone on that cast. As much as you give that sort of big present, you always, if someone needs you, you're there. Yeah. Get what I mean?
No, listen.
Whereas other people ain't.
As much as I've got a lot of. I'm set in my ways with certain things. When it comes down to it, I'm a loyal person, and you know, I'd always do in my opinion, what's right, you know. But being loyal doesn't get you anywhere. Sometimes being that good guy or being that nice guy, loyalty isn't always reciprocated, you know. And, you know, like I said to you before, I've been on tower for 10 years. You know, I love the show. I'm very passionate about it. I'll never forget where I come from. But it's like, I'm at the point now where I feel like I should be getting pushed or nurtured in certain ways and helped along that to progress. So I'm not saying I'm going to leave Towie, but I want to be doing other things.
Do you feel like it's now time in your career, by the sounds of things, it's your Towie, you're not done forever, you're never going to say done forever, but it's maybe time to take that next step in your career?
I'm not done, but what I'm trying to say is I'm a little bit old, a little bit old, like long in the tooth in a sense for, see the stuff I used to do?
Yes.
Like I'm not going out and I haven't got a missus on there, and I'm not going out cheating, doing this, that and the other, and you know, and then having arguments with girls, having arguments with boys over stupid stuff. I'm too long in the tooth to be arguing over petty things. So see, like now, rather than argue, I'd rather just swallow it. Yeah. You know, like, and that's just maturity for me.
You've got bigger fish to fry now. You've got, like, let's talk about Levo. Like, how good's that now? Do you know what I mean? I remember when you told me you was going to do it.
So Levo's on the back burner, been on the back burner. Because I've been away, it's so busy. This is the problem. Sometimes it's like finding enough time to, you know, it's finding enough time for everything that you're trying to do.
Yeah,
if that
I have
makes
the same
sense.
problem. So,
so
you're trying this podcast, which I'm loving. But obviously that affects my hairdressing, which affects my singing, which affects Towies. Trying to do everything.
He's trying to juggle everything and not spread yourself too thinly.
Yeah.
Now obviously I've got that I'm doing. But look, that's happening still. Obviously the next drop for that is I'm in the process of getting everything ready for that. So I'm not trying to get out this winter. Yeah. All right. So that should be coming this winter. But it's still very much happening. And people were a little bit like, oh, what's happened with Levo? No, it's not gone anywhere. No. It's literally because it's my own brand. It's not something I put my name to. I'm hands on with it.
Of course.
Because I'm hands-on with it and I want it to be a certain type of way, I'm very particular about anything I do.
A bit of controlling.
Yeah, but it's my thing. But it's my thing. I don't just want to rush it. I want it to be perfect. So I'm not funny. It's not just like I'm sticking my name to, and even if it is something I'm sticking my name to, it needs to be, you know,
representative of yourself. Like you are a perfectionist. You like to do things right. I'm the same with these products. So I bought them out. God, over 18 months ago now, but the pushing it to the next level is so hard when it's sort of
course,
because you like you said you got your hands in so many fingers in so many pies, mate. You can't. How can you run a gym brand here when you're in America filming a challenge for 2 months and you're not on your phone? It's not how life works. You have to. It just takes.
But this is the other thing. Then it's down to obviously people that you're in business with. But again, sometimes it's not just about having investors. You need someone else there. Look, if you're going to do so, if you're going to get an investor in, you need to have someone who's going to take half the workload as well. There's no point just having a silent. Listen, if you can have a silent investor, fantastic. But with what we do, you can't. You know, because you ain't got the time to be running it. You need someone there running it on a day-to-day business, on a day-to-day basis. And that's the thing is as well. Again, it's because people think we don't do nothing on a daily basis. Everyone just thinks we're sitting at home, doing nothing, or we've got a camera crew following us around, and then we're not doing anything. Like, they don't see you actually.
Do you not find it mad as well? Do you think? In the reality game, reality TV, not reality TV, everyone thinks you're just caked for doing nothing.
Well, this is the thing again. Everyone thinks we're all from rich mums and dads. Now, I'm not. I'm from East London. I've got a very humble upbringing. Yeah. Now, you know,
me and you both from East London. I'm from Romford. You're from. Where are you from originally?
I'm from East London. Like, I grew up in Dagenham. I spent half my life in Dagenham. I'm born in Wapping, Whitechapel.
Yeah, I remember Wapping.
You know, you know, all my family's from out that way. Like everyone is like Hackney, Wapping, East London, that side. That's by East End. And then obviously I grew up. That's why I know a lot of bods. Hence why I got on the show as well. When I lived in Dagenham, Dagenham was borderline. London, Essex.
Same as Romford.
So it's borderline London, Essex. All right, but it's still. We're still very different, you know. It's not Latin, it's not Chigwell, you know.
That's what Essex gets. Essex. Everyone thinks Essex is Chigwell and Latin,
and Brentwood. It's like all due respect, right? It's still like the people around there. They've still been. They've got a very comfortable lifestyle. Whether they think they're not trying to say they're all multi-millionaires around there, but they've got a very different background and lifestyle, and the people wrapped around them are very different to the people that are wrapped around us when we're growing up. You know, it's a lot harder. It's a different upbringing. That's all I'm going to say. It's not the same. It's not. There's a lot more opportunity for certain people. So when Towie come about, all them years ago, I obviously took it. I took the opportunity with two hands. But it isn't always what they, you know, make it out to be. You know, there's a lot more work involved in reality TV, there's a lot more that goes into it than people realise. Everyone thinks it's just you're on there, you're getting paid silly dough to do X, Y, and Z, to do nothing. And then if it all goes peak tong tomorrow, then it doesn't matter because you've got a rich mum and dad. No, it isn't the same
Which for me, it did go wrong. Like, it didn't go wrong, but I remember back in 2017 when they said, I remember the execs rang me and was like, listen, we're doing a big cut of the cast, you're going. It was me and Rigdon on there at the time. I was like, you're going. And I remember thinking, right, all right, then sweet, I'll go back to cutting hair. Which I was very lucky I had. It's always been my career and I've never stopped it.
At least that's something you got there.
Yeah, and I'm proud of myself for that. I've carried it on going. It's hard sometimes. As we know with filming, you're like, right, Jordan, we need you here. This is your call time for tomorrow. And I think, right, I've got 10 clients that day. What am I going to do? How am I going to move that about? It's hard. And sometimes you think, do I give it up? But I'm so glad I never have because it gives me the foundation to fall back on. I will always think I cut hair. Always hopefully have a salon one day, a training school. I've got them aspirations. But while we're doing the filming game, the TV, you've got to make hay while the sun shines because it could all be over tomorrow.
Of course, and it's very cutthroat. Like I said to you, literally you could be doing something. Like I said, I've been on the show 10 years.
Yeah.
But then I'm trying to do a few other things now. So then what's happened now with Towie, obviously I was away so long, I couldn't just come back and slot in because, you know, I didn't fit into into filming. Like I didn't fit in because half the series had gone and half the things that had happened, it was weird for me to come in that late on. Yeah. Now, like I said to you, like I love Towie and I'd always want to do. Listen, I would never say that I would never do it again. Like I'd always do even if it was a bit part like cameo roles, like what Tommy's doing now.
Yeah, I think that was nice. Like, and the fans like to see that. The fans obviously miss you and the fans miss Malik. It was nice for Malik to come and do his bit. People still know he is and he's a loved character as yourself is. You know what I mean? That'd be nice, I think, for you to maintain that and do that.
No, of course, that's what I'm saying. To still come and do that, I'd always do it. But you've got to now start thinking, you've got to be a little bit selfish sometimes. If you want to progress, I've got to then take a risk, you know? And like I said, as we get in, where I feel like now I'm at my peak, I feel like I'm in my peak as a man. I need to you know, capitalise on that and go and do something.
And otherwise, do you mean peak? When you say peak, listen, let's have it right. You've never been in bad nick. You've been in peak mentally, but physically, you've always looked in your peak too, one year. But mentally wise, I feel like you're in your peak now.
No, I feel good. No, I feel, look, at the minute, I feel really good in myself. Yeah. You know, I'm happy. I'm very content with myself. I'm very confident in myself. I've always been confident anyway. Yeah. But like I said, I've stagnated a little bit. So I've been confident for a long time, but I've stagnated for a little bit because I've been very comfortable because I was earning a very good living from reality. You know, obviously I was one of the big players. I'd always, you know, when people thought of Towie, I'd be one of the names they thought of.
Yeah,
know?
Of course.
And I'd always earn a pound note. So I enjoyed being on Towie. It's a very good, listen, it's a good life. It's given me a good platform. It's a good life. But it's come to a point now where nothing good lasts forever. You've got to now move before it's too late. Move. Because the thing
it's like playing football, isn't it? Really, it's like playing football for a team. Like if you watch the Beckham documentary recently,
I haven't watched it now.
When he was like, he's flying at Man United, but there's a little thing happens with Ferguson, a little bit with the other players, and he becomes a bit bigger than the club in a sense. Where when Victoria was doing their thing, and United didn't suit him anymore. With Ferguson, didn't get on. It was time for him to go, and Real Madrid opened the doors. Like say Real Madrid is your America. Yeah, they open the doors, and you go over there. You're the new kid. Like Beckham went into a team with like Ronaldo, Figo, all them big players as a young kid from where's he from? East Ham. Do you know what I mean? And he done it and he cracked it. But he would probably stagnate if he'd stayed at Man United.
Of course.
And you're in that sort of thing.
Obviously, that's what I'm saying. When you're at Man United, a club like that, you compare Man United to Towie, yeah?
Yeah.
But when you're there, look, Towie is the powerhouse of reality. Obviously, there won't be all these other Love Islands or whatever else is like, you know, marriage, whatever sort of reality wouldn't be about if it wasn't for Towie. Because Towie sort of paved the way, opened the doors.
13 years it's been on now.
Exactly. He's opened the doors for all these other shows. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, Towie is a, you know, he's got a cult following, and that will probably go on forever. But it doesn't mean that you're going to go on within Towie forever. Now you need to, you know, you don't want to be, mate. I don't want to be a Phil Mitchell of Towie. You know, like you said, I do feel like I've outgrown it a little bit to be a main character. Like I'd always want to do, like be involved in Towie. Yeah. But I'm not sure to what extent and what aspects, like how much involvement I'm gonna possibly have. Yeah. There's other things, like I said to you, doing these other shows which are more suited to me, these competition shows in America, and doing things in America where things are, for me, are bigger and better. And let's be honest, the money's there. There's a lot more money. in America. Plus, with the acting stuff, like the acting's been on the back burner. But people ask me about that again. It's because I'm stagnating and I'm putting so much time into other things. That's why the acting stuff isn't happening. I'm still having meetings. There's people who are still putting me, like, there's people, I get calls all the time about getting involved with certain things. But there's certain things, again, I can't mention certain things because I don't want to talk. I don't want to be rude about certain projects, but there's other things I can go and step into. Yeah. You know, which I could step into straight away.
Where other things might hold you back.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is I can step into other, like, see certain films. There's certain films of a certain caliber and a certain sort of demographic that I could go and step into, and then that would probably shut people up. But that's not. It might shut people up. Yeah, be he's acting. Look, he's gone and done this. But that would actually hold me back in the long run to where I want to be.
Yeah, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but with acting, I think if you go into a certain role in a film, you're stuck in them roles.
Yeah, and you're never. Listen, like Towie, you can go into a certain. Like, see, like now, my name, like, I am Locke, but now people know me as Locke from Towie, and there's a stigma. People still remember me from Locke from Towie from back in the day, because a lot of people now, where people used to watch it in the golden years, and how they even, you know, that one. Look, you can do 1,000 good things. If you do one bad thing, people remember you for that. You know, so people will always, you know, remember you for certain things, and people still mention things like when I've had rounds with Gemma Collins back in the day, or me and Danielle. I haven't been with Danielle for like 8 years or whatever, but people still reference that. You know, it's mad. It's not referencing what's gone on last week.
It's like the iconic moments of the show, innit, that people remember.
So people are referencing stuff like that. So what I'm trying to say is, again, as much as I love the show, and, you know, like I said, I'm not looking to leave the show like completely. I would still do. Look, I'm very grateful for what the show's given me. I'll still always, you know, do, you know, and I'll never forget where I come from. I'd always do a small part of the show, but I don't want to, at the minute, I've got to now do something for myself. I've got to be selfish and try and get myself to where I want to be. Of course. For me to do that, it's not, I can't give my full time and effort to Towie. Like, and this is why I went and done the challenge. I went and done the challenge. Well, I wanted that challenge because of that.
Wait, and it was a bit of a challenge. Like, it's something new. Again, it's risk.
But it's a massive risk,
no reward. Yeah.
It's a big risk. Towie, look, I could have upset Towie massively. They could have said, look, don't ever come back. I could have gone on there and completely flopped. Yeah. You know, and I could have upset Towie, and it could have caused me massive problems. What I'm trying to say is a risk. But I'm at the point now where I'm still young enough to take risks. Yeah, of course. I'm in my peak. I've got a lot to go for me. I know now I can take a risk and lose, and I can still come back from it. If I'd done this for another 5 years, I could be in a position where I'm not in the same position I am in now, and I could take risks, and I can't take risks. Like, I could take risks then, mess something up, it could completely ruin, you know, ruin my career and things moving forward. Of course. So it's just now.
You must be proud of yourself, though.
No, I'm proud of myself. I've gone on there and the risk has paid off. I've gone on there and I've smashed it. Yeah. I've done very well on there. Like, as you see, I can't say too much again because the show hasn't aired. It's airing this month.
Mate, and if anything, I'm right looking forward to watching it. No,
it's good.
Brilliant.
It's good. But that's what I mean. There's loads of things that I'm doing in it. Like I said to you, I'm focusing on this brand. This brand I'm very passionate about. As you know, everyone knows I love sports. Yeah. I'm very much into my training. This brand I'm doing, Levo, is a lifestyle brand and a fitness brand.
Do you need a model for Levo?
No. Hand model. Yeah. I've got some new set of gloves coming out. But it's just about progression now. Like, I'm at the point now where I'm at the point now where I just want to start making some moves before it's too late, you know? And like I said, I know I'm not old, but this is what happens. People always think, I can do it next year. No, listen. If you want to do something, you've got to go for it now. There's no time like the present. This is the problem. I've always put things off and thought, I'm not quite ready for that. I'm not quite ready for this. But when are you ready? Yeah. I think there's no time like the present. You just got to go for it. And this is the problem. This is why I've stagnated, because I'm earning X, Y, and Z from this. I'm doing very well from that. I'm very comfortable. Let's not take the risk now. Let's just do another year of this. Mate, you got to...
Before you know it, 6 years are gone.
5 years, and that's what's happened to me. Yeah. I've missed an opportunity, but I haven't missed the opportunity. See what I'm trying to say now? I've not missed the opportunity. And I do believe everything happens for a reason. So I took the risk. The risk paid off. Things are going to happen. I'm going to, look, see that now. I'm going to do what other people haven't done. See with America and that. Like I said, I'm going to progress into the acting. People can sit there and talk about me, slag me off. Like, I know that I've got a lot more about me, a lot to me than most people. Like, anyone that knows me, I don't even feel Towie shows my full personality. No. You know, I feel like a lot of people, if anyone that knows me, knows that that's not even Towie. That's not me.
I'd say I definitely know you at a deeper level. And I think, out of everything you just said there, the main message you're sort of giving to everyone is take the risks, innit, really?
Mate, take a risk. Listen, what you got to lose? What you got to lose. Even, be honest, the thing is as well, like, I've always been a risk taker. I'll be honest, I've become very comfortable. This is the thing.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
It's a dangerous place to be.
When you become comfortable and complacent, it's very dangerous. So now I'm a risk taker. See, like now, I've got no girlfriends. I've got no women around me. I've got no one around me holding me back. And I'm not trying to say, all due respect, with the person I am, when I'm with someone, I invest fully into them. And when you're with someone, listen, whether you're a woman or you're a man, and you're invested in someone, they do hold you back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, listen, it might be a wrong way of wording, it might be a better way or more polite way of wording it, but they do hold you back because you have to put their thoughts, their feelings.
I think in some ways, I think in a rare occasion, I'd say, listen, you know, everyone knows how highly I speak of my bird. My bird does drive me to do everything. Yeah. This podcast is down to her. For 7 years, I've had the idea to do this podcast.
And now she's pushing it.
I've done it. She would, George, like, get off your ass, go and do it. She's like, you can do it. Like, and that's a good thing to have in a relationship. I think that is fairly rare. I think I do see some of my friends that I know, and they get with someone and you sit on the sofa, you watch shit TV, and you think. Whereas when you're on your own, you're in them hungry years of being on your own, and you finish work, but you go and sit down and you read about something else, write about something else, think of a plan you can do, make phone calls, rather than go and sit and have dinner and sit on the sofa. So I think that's where you come from.
But that's good. You're lucky that you got someone that, again, if you need to find someone that you can build with. You know, Malik did it. Malik and Georgia, fair play to them. I've always been the biggest champion of them. He's got someone there that he could build with. You need to find someone that you're compatible with and you can build with.
And I think he's prime example, someone who took a risk. Like,
he took a
risk. That was never always gonna work, them trainers. In his head it was, which I loved, that vision. But like, I see that in you, I see that in me. I think there is them people. Go on. I see that in them people that can. It's quite inspirational, isn't it, Malik? I do find him inspirational. Not
He's done very well. Like I said, he come into Towie. That's another prime example. He come into Towie, and he would tell you, even in the golden years, it wasn't that easy to earn money.
No.
So what he went and done, he went and took his own initiative and went and done something himself. And fair play, it has paid off. Yeah. And I think good luck to the pair of them.
Yeah. And it hasn't been. I don't like it when people turn and say it's been easy.
It hasn't been easy.
It's like when you look at him and you look at obviously his show come out with George about everything he found out he was going through.
People don't see the struggles.
Like, the same thing, everyone thinks our lives are so easy.
People don't see the struggles. What I'm trying to say to you, people don't see the struggles. All they see us out partying all the time. We're in the gym or I'm out partying. Listen, look, you've got to remember this industry, right? When you're in the gym, it's all work because our industry is very vain. Very vain. It don't sound mad. The better, if you're not in shape, the better you look. Like the more money you make. Yeah, because all our jobs are money, endorsements. Like if I got out of shape and listen, don't get me wrong, there's people that make livings from doing that, but I'm not that character. I was always signed up to be a certain character.
You're never going to be that geezer who sits and drinks 5 pints of beer, and that's never been you. Like.
I'm not Diags. I'm not Diags. You know, you can make a living off just drinking beer. It's fantastic. But you know what I'm saying? That people don't understand. They just think you're living. Well, we're living a life of riding. Now, don't get me wrong, I live a very good life. Yeah. Like I said to you. But
doesn't come with that graft, though.
Don't come with that graft.
Being away from home.
Yeah, of
Being
course.
away from home. You've been away from home for 2 months. Not been able to speak to your nearest and dearest.
People don't realise how much goes into these shows or how much of a commitment certain things are. Don't get it wrong, he still beats that getting up and getting on a building site. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying it's a lot more involved than what people realise.
And your entire
life. And not everyone can do it.
I know we all sign up for it, but your entire life is out there for people to see.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? And that in itself is quite a hard thing to do, isn't it? You know, like a lot of people, yes, you do still have a private life. Me and Soph have a very private life away from cameras and away from TV. Do you know what I mean? And obviously you're definitely included in that. You're come round, you're my pal. People don't see them sort of side of things, but people don't really see this side to you, which is why I think something like this is good.
No, of course, but listen, the people don't see the understanding. They don't see my part of the fault. They don't see like how I'm looking at things and what I'm doing. See, at the minute, everything I'm doing is always a bigger picture. There's always an end goal. Like I said to you, at the minute, I'm training all the time. Yes, I love training. Let's be honest. Training is the best form of therapy you could possibly have. Going to the gym
all day long.
When I get up and I go to the gym, I feel brand new. You know, if I wake up, I'm a massive overthinker, and sometimes my thoughts get the better of me. As soon as I go to the gym, clears my head. You know, it puts things in perspective, and it makes me feel a lot better in myself. You know, and then I can actually address things how they should be. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not overloaded with information. Going to the gym, obviously as well, I'm then training because I need to be in shape for certain shows, whether it be one type of show where it needs to be more aesthetic, you know, like a Towie, where you need to look a certain way, or I'm doing a challenge where it's more fitness based,
of course,
you know, and you're competing. It's not about just looking good. You've actually got to be able to run 5K. 5K.
Yeah, see, that's that. I've
up
never
a mountain.
been good at.
Yeah, you've got to be able to do this sort of stuff. So Yeah, all this gym stuff, all for that. Plus, I've got a brand. I can't have a fitness brand and not look the part.
No,
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, trying to say I've got...
fat PT, innit?
Mate, exactly.
Yeah.
There's too many of them fat PTs trying to give me free PT. Stop giving me PT and advice. You're fat, I'm not. Let me come and train you. But this is the other thing as well. Like, we can get into that. Like, it's like, look, see, the other day I put a picture up and I had my top off in the gym. People going, you should that's a liberty. You shouldn't be doing that. You're making people feel uncomfortable. They're not in mate. If anything, it should inspire people.
Yeah.
Because I'm naturally a fat kid. Like if I don't train in that, I'll get fat. You know, don't get me wrong, I go one way or another.
You do like your grub.
No, I like me food.
What's your go-to takeaway? What did you tell me the chicken thing the other day? What? When you first moved to where you are now, you said there was a chicken gaff that you get.
Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Popeyes. Now, what I'm saying, look, don't get me wrong. I'm very lucky where if I actually just eat properly, I can lose weight very quick. Yeah. I go naturally. Like you see me when I come off the challenge the last time. I was 15 stone. Like I was very light. Now I have to train to have a bit of weight around me. Yeah. But if I listen, I like my food and I can eat as well. If I eat, I get fat.
You love
so
cake,
I'm a prime candidate. I'm the average man. I'm not one of these lucky people that can eat what they want and just look a certain way. I've still got to train up.
Of course.
Yeah. If anything, it's aspirational.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course. Yeah, I know what you're like around a bit of cake. This way we're not allowed to buy it. When we're filming, not allowed to buy it.
No, listen.
How is that Barnet-wise, mate? I've taken all the edges off, taken all the edges in, still keeping it long, but I'm really tired of all
like Gordon Gecko.
I've tied it all in right up, all in tucked in, and that'll all tie up. When we tie it up, I'll shave your neck a bit later on, yeah?
Fantastic.
But for now, I'm just going to... What we're going to do to finish, I'm going to ask you a question that I ask everyone, right? There's a couple of little questions. We're going to do... Let's do the dinner... If you was going to have a dinner party, right? If there was 3 people, dead or alive, anyone in the world that you could have for a dinner party and talk to, who would it be?
Anyone.
Anyone.
Arnie.
Would you have him there?
My boy
I thought you'd say him, yeah.
My boy would hear, isn't he?
Yeah.
Look, don't be funny. Look at him.
And he does do it. You see his motivational speeches and that he does?
No, he's powerful. Mate, don't be funny. Like, if he can do it...
Unreal.
Couldn't even speak English.
Arnie.
Smashed it, yeah? Arnie. Who else should we have there? I don't know. Who else? I don't know who else to have.
Who else would you like? Got to be... Yeah, I don't know. Go on. It's yours, not mine. This is anyone you'd want there.
Do you know something? I actually genuinely don't know who I'd have there, if I'm honest.
It does make you think. It's a good question. Music? Do you like anyone in music who's died? Or
it won't be not even music. I think it would be all actors, you know. I think someone like Pacino and then Keanu Reeves, something like that.
Keanu Reeves.
And that sounds mad because everything. See all them people as people.
Yeah.
Even like with acting, like Arnie taps into the background.
He's done it all, hasn't he?
Yeah, he taps into the background where I feel like he's just come out of nowhere, gone somewhere and smashed LA. And if he was actually he couldn't run for president, but if he could have, he would have won the presidency.
He's doing some sort of politics.
No, he done the governor thing, but he can't ever run for president. But what I'm trying to say, for someone like him, a lot of things. Things that he's into and similar. When I hear him talk about certain things, I've watched a lot of things that he's into. Keanu Reeves, I think, is a good person. See for him, see as a person, for how big a star he is and how humble he is. See if I ever saw myself. See still with certain films like what he does now.
It seems like a normal sort of Joe Blogs, doesn't he? He don't really
he's not fazed by things. No. He's the prime example of what a celebrity should be for me. You know, he's not he's just. And then Pacino's just a legend, isn't he? So,
that's a good table. That's a good table. I'm coming. But anyway, listen, thanks for popping in, mate. Sweet. It was nice to see you. Nice to have a chat. And I'll see you very, very soon.
God bless.
All done.
Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. And tune in next time when we go back into the barbershop.